Welcome to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. Here are the stories that we're following today, July 22nd, 2013. In the news from the Caribbean, in Trinidad and Tobago, dad and children laid to rest. Wife remains warded in critical condition. 8 found dead off the coast of Grand Bahamas. Grenada's NDC reportedly facing dilemma over leadership. And also in Trinidad and Tobago, poll shows Warner favored to win. Details on these headlines and more when we return.
5 million customers use Leica Mobile for affordable international mobile calls, connecting over 2.5 million mobile calls daily, helping our customers stay in touch with their loved ones, whether they be in Asia, Africa, Europe, or the rest of the world. Every 5 seconds, a new Leica Mobile customer joins our growing family, helping you to make affordable international calls across the world. Leica Mobile. Call the world for less.
The government say it's all about the food. August the 10th. Foreigners welcome to the land of oil dung. Beers and strong rum, girls hot and can done. It's all about the food. Oil Dung Fest, August 10, Lapama, I'm in the place.
Welcome back to CAN, Caribbean Affiliate News. My name is Siobhan Gobin. The segment of the news is sponsored by Total Caribbean Network. Baraku Suban, who was murdered along with 2 of his 4 children, was laid to rest yesterday, 2 days after he was brutally murdered. Daughter Sharifa, 14, and her little brother Musa, 5, were also laid to rest alongside their father. Hundreds of mourners turned up at Suban's farm at Akbar Trace, South Oropouche, for the funeral service of the 3 victims. Suban lived with his family 3 houses away from his farm. He was a supplier of milk to Nestle Trinidad and Tobago Limited. However, Suban's wife, Rashida Aladdin, could not attend her husband's funeral because she remains in critical condition at the San Fernando General Hospital. Aladdin was also stabbed multiple times in the neck by a man who killed her husband and children. The man was later killed by police officers. The killer was identified as Sylvan Aladdin, a 38-year-old drug addict with a criminal history. He was the cousin of Rashida and was raised by Suban's mother, said Suban's brother Bobby Suban. Suban and Aladdin's 2 surviving children, Layla and Celine, who escaped being killed, cried quietly throughout the brief service. Principal of the school Sharifa Suban attended, the Darul Uloom Girls College in Cunupia, Imam Mufti Wasim Khan, said because the Suban's deaths were cruel and unjust, God will have mercy upon them, especially during this fasting period of Ramadan for the Muslim community. Sharifa was a second-form boarding pupil of the school. He told mourners that life will be full of trials, but Allah will give them enough patience to face them. Maulana Abdul Salam encouraged people to live each day as if it were their last because no one knows when they will die. He said that was a reality, but not many people thought about their own death. And Imam Rashid Shah told mourners they should be grateful to be alive, and the death of the Subans should be a lesson to all that death can happen at any time and at any age. The bodies of the 3 Subans were laid next to one another at the San Francisco Public Cemetery. Yesterday, police said the reason for the killing might have been a land dispute. ASP Pardasi is spearheading investigations with officers from the Southwestern Division. In the Bahamas, the police are investigating the circumstances surrounding the discovery of 8 bodies on the beach in Grand Bahama early Saturday. They initially found 6 bodies, including that of a child, on a beach at the Holmes Rock. Shortly after, 2 more bodies were discovered near a sunken boat, half a mile from the shore. According to the police, it's believed that all 8 were illegal immigrants who were trying to make their way to the United States. Assistant Commissioner of Police Hulan Hanna said further checks were carried out along the shoreline and at sea to ensure that there were no other bodies. He said assistance was being sought to refloat the boat as additional bodies could be inside. And I quote, "We are hoping that our regional and international connections will help us determine who these people are." Hanna appealed to the public to contact the police if they knew anyone, particularly from the area, who has been missing. He said the identities of the victims were not known and added that autopsies would be performed to determine the cause of death. St. George's former Prime Minister Tillman Thomas' unwillingness to relinquish leadership of the National Democratic Congress is fueled by concern about Deputy Leader Nazim Burke taking over the reins of the party, a well-known Grenada political activist and commentator has said. During the NDC's term in office from 2008 to 2013, Burke portrayed himself as completely loyal to Thomas and once told a TV interviewer that he would never get into a dogfight with Thomas. Burke, for his apparent loyalty, was rewarded with regular appointments as acting prime minister, with the appointments widely announced in news releases from the press secretary in the prime minister's office. However, activist Kenny Budlal told a reporter with Carib Update Weekly that Burke is not now heavily favored by Thomas to take over as NDC leader. And I quote, "If Thomas had confidence in Naz, he would have stepped down and handed over to Naz. A lot of his people around him are also telling him to stay on," said Budlal, who worked on Thomas's successful 2008 election campaign. Questions have swirled around the political future of Thomas, who presided over a fractured government and party that eventually suffered a humiliating 15-0 general election defeat on February 19th. The defeated candidates included Thomas and Burke, who are both lawyers. Former Finance Minister Burke, who is in his mid-50s, is now an appointed senator in the upper house of Parliament. Over his political career that started in the 1980s, Thomas has been defeated 3 times in general elections. His leadership future will be decided later this year at the NDC's annual convention. Jack Warner, interim leader of the Independent Liberal Party, is ahead of the other contenders in the Chaguanas West by-election on July 29th, a new poll has shown. He has a commanding lead in the race with an approval rating of 48%. Warner is followed by United National Congress candidate Khadija Amin, who has 23% rating, and the People's National Movement candidate Avinash Singh, who has 3%. However, 26% of people polled remain undecided in the by-election race. Other candidates had negligible support. The poll was conducted by local company Solution by Simulation and was commissioned by the Trinidad Express newspapers. Solution by Simulation interviewed 302 likely voters by telephone from the period of July 16 to the 18th. The poll has a margin of error of 5.8%. The poll noted that with 1 week to go, there weren't many areas for the United National Congress to close the gap. While the election has been described as person versus party, the poll showed that even though Warner was in the lead, it was not because Chaguanas West had abandoned party as an important consideration. For Chaguanas West voters, 77% still believe party affiliation is important. 61% believe that it is very important, and 5% said it was not important. With regard to the issue of race, Warner performed significantly better among Indo-Trinidadians than Afro-Trinidadians. The same could be said of the UNC. Among Afro-Trinidadians, who make up 5% of voters, Warner similarly captures half the votes, with the other half split almost evenly between the People's National Movement candidate Singh supporters and those undecided. You're watching Caribbean Affiliate News. We will be right back.
Since world-renowned Sign and Drive with zero out-of-pocket and low monthly payments. Cars been flying out of Bronx Honda at a record pace. Whoa! New Accord with zero out-of-pocket for $249 a month, or new Civics just $199 per month, or save thousands with 0% financing. You never had to leave the Bronx to get the best price on the Honda. Bronx Honda guarantees the lowest price in the Bronx. Bronx Honda, East Tremont Avenue. Visit BronxHonda.com.
Hey, excuse me, if you see me smiling, that's 'cause I'm chilling on Total Caribbean Network. This your boy Wyclef Jean, man, and I'm chillin', man. Total Caribbean Network. Man, I love their style. Whoa, 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 whoa.